G'day, Captain Australia here. I don't know if you can hear me all right or see in the background there a lovely jacaranda tree. I'm in a graveyard at the moment, so this is Toowong Cemetery. I suppose it's fitting. 5 years ago, this is one of my possible permanent residents, I guess, coming over stage 4 cancer. Oh, the bibbity beep. Did the sound just die? I think it probably did. I'm getting new microphone, new earbud thingos, either tomorrow or Monday they're supposed to arrive, so that should see the end of that problem. Sorry, and thank you for your patience. Come on, let's... these ones randomly turn on and off, so if you hear the sound start... Okay, it's telling me something. Beep beep. Come on, people. Nobody wants to see this. Beep beep. Biggity beep. Beep beep. Beep beep. See, I'm like a robot that thinks it's a superhero that broke. Beep 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 beep. So I don't know if you can hear me okay. I better move a bit closer. So I'm at Toowong, the cemetery. I just thought it'd be a nice quiet place to stop and say what's going on today. So I'm going to walk out to Enoggera. It's probably like a 15k walk. Nice bit of heat today, so it should get up to around 33, I think. And that's like a little, it'll get hotter than that I think in high summer, so I'll have to tolerate higher temperatures than that, but it's a good sort of dose of heat to, you know, get me acclimated to it. Oh, my ear's beeping again, on and off, the earbud keeps turning on and off. Captain Australia, why can't you learn to use technology? I don't know, it's because I'm just not as smart as I think I am. Yeah, so I'm at Toowong Cemetery, heading out to Enoggera, and my purpose today is really just to walk. There's a military disposal store, or a tactical and camping gear store called Valhalla Outdoor and Tactical. They sold me this magnificent backpack, it was very expensive, but I don't regret a penny of it, because it's taking, right now it weighs about 25 kilo, but on my back I could do star jumps, you know? Oh, you don't want to see that big belly, set that belly free, hey? But that's with a good 20k weight on my back, but it's so distributed, it just adds it to my frame, so it doesn't really impede me walking, and the rucking is really helping just develop my fitness. So I know I don't look fit, but I walk to the Gold Coast, you know, 23 hours pretty much consistent walking. So I believe I'm getting a lot stronger after a period of being completely broken, and the message of that is hope. If you're broken, if you're dealing with chronic health issues, obesity, drinking, anxiety, depression, any of those sort of things, you can overcome them. But the secret is hope. So yeah, that's the thing that I really want to tell people, that if you're able to find this tiny spark of hope and breathe life into it, you can enact positive change in your life. And when you do that, it feeds out to other people, and it becomes this circle that feeds back to you. So kindness, hope, healing, they're all available. And they're the antidote to misery and suffering. So that's a very simple truth that I want to try and use this platform to tell people, I guess. And aside from that, I'm just serving a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. I don't work for them, but I love them. You know, they're trying to do an incredibly worthwhile thing that save 950 Aussie kids every year who are diagnosed with cancer. So pediatric cancers specifically attack kids. The average age is 6. Don't really hit adults, so, you know, and look, the research into pediatric cancer benefits humanity generally, cancer generally, immunotherapies, treatment refinements, all kinds of things like that are benefited by the research specifically into pediatric cancer. So I've not affected by pediatric cancer. I just think it's a wonderful and worthwhile cause. And whether or not you are affected by cancer, pediatric cancer, there's every likelihood that you know somebody or have been directly affected by, or one day will be directly affected by cancer itself. So, you know, if you can find it in your heart, there's links in the sticky post, and like and subscribe and all of that stuff. No, I'm lousy at that stuff. Do whatever you want to do. But if you look at the sticky post, you'll find a link to a page. It's CaptainAustralia'sBigWalk.Razely.com. The URL is something like that. Whoa! And he caught the phone just as a gust of wind knocked it over. Them some mad superhero reflexes, Captain Australia. So yeah, the Razely page is the charities page where they collect your donation. $50 translates to an hour of science. So refunding, hey, caught it again, Captain Australia. Jeez, we'll have to this selfie stand needs a weighted bottom or something. Anyway, Toowong Cemetery, going through to Enoggera, and after that I'll walk back into the city. So today I'll probably walk about 20-25 kilometers. It's starting to get to a point where the walking isn't just internally healing for me. It's starting to have the kind of emotional, spiritual impact that I had hoped and expected from the pilgrimage that the big walk is going to be. And I haven't even started the big walk. So the idea is you just sort of tune into your body, you tune into the natural world around you, the ocean, the wind, all of that stuff, and you to just reach a place of healing. And so that was my self for taking a big walk. And then I realized, oh yeah, I can be a superhero up for science and help the charity. So for me it's a hope and a healing thing, and then a helping thing, which is Triple H, a radio station coming to you. Why am I full of dad jokes? I don't know what's wrong with me. I really don't. Look, lean into who you are, I think. Don't apologize, be happy. If you're happy, great. Not much else matters, really. You can't figure out what to do in life, just chase happiness as hard as you can. A lot of people don't do that. I didn't. But I'm learning, you know, at the end of the day, you deserve it, right? As long as you're not hurting anybody, you have every right to be happy, to feel safe, to find and share love, all of that stuff. And yet we get so muddled up by, you know, our jobs, our struggle of daily living. It's inflicted on us by the outside world. And we just get to that simple fact. Figure out what makes you happy and run towards it. Holy crap. So, these earbuds are going mental. I just had Kendrick Lamar burst into my ears, telling me he's got a bone to pick. I don't want you monkey ass motherfucker sitting in my throne again. I ain't mad. I like Kendrick Lamar. I like hip hop. I like all kinds of music, really. Weird, gushy 80s love ballads. So, you know, a lot of fun to get drunk with. If you hate weird 80s love ballads, you're gonna have the occasional torment. Yes, I'm walking through Toowong Cemetery on my way to Enoggera, and this is really just another me saying g'day. But I suspect with the way these earbuds keep turning on and off and freaking out, you can only hear me through the native mic on the phone. So I might just leave it there. Later on when I walk into the city, I might do another short over the shoulder stream. But this is all in practice for Captain Australia's Big Walk. 26th December this year, 2021, I will walk from Brisbane to Melbourne. One continuous walk, you know, stopping to sleep and poo and rest, but no help, no vehicles. It's not virtual. I'm not gonna do a bit, take a holiday, do a bit more. It's bang, here to there. And I think it'll take about 10 weeks. And it's really for 3 reasons. 1, pilgrimage, my own personal healing. 2, to help this very worthy charity, the Kids Cancer Project. Check the sticky post. And 3, it's for you and my children. When I say you, my children are included in that, and they are like the avatar of you. They are the bit of you that is most important to me, but you still matter. Whoever you are watching, you know, like at the day, I want to share in a story of joy and hope and healing, and show, like if you check, there's a video of me at my most broken, walking towards hope. It's on the Captain Australia YouTube channel, and it shows me totally wrecked. And it shows those first months after that as I lift myself up. So I want to show and share those stories with people in the hopes that it stimulates hope. You know, I'm just a buffhead, you know, just a dude, little bit weird. But if you see that and realize, hang on, well, anything he can do, I can do, Jesus. And you know, you can have your own crack at improving the world and being hopeful and sharing and spreading hope. So it's really just about that. I think the world has so much darkness and evil in it that we individually have to start doing these things. I think that good and evil are like a yin-yang symbol. Ideally they're balanced in human life, but that balance feels off to me. You've got so much rage and selfishness and ego and combative discourse, and you know, we don't have consensus building dialogue anymore. We argue and yell and Karen up and rant at each other. So it's all a sign of the times. And you and me, just us, you, me, nobody else, you and me, we can change that. We feed our own better approach into what we do every day, and individually one of us might fall over, mess it up, have to start fresh. But at the society level, it starts to feed that. Because I think just like hate and fear propagation. That's what. Oh, Kendrick Lamar's back again. Too bad, Sarah.
Something's in the water. Something's in the water. And if I got a problem, no, it's supposed to walk, then I'd rather be a bum than a motherfucking bum.
You and I was walking. Sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if you can even hear the music or if you just think I've gone loony. Oh, you probably think I was already loony. Okay, so, but yeah, look, have a quick look at the cemetery. Look at those lovely jacaranda trees there. Beautiful stuff. So it's a lovely Brisbane day. Wherever and whenever you are, today is a beautiful day. And, you know, if you don't see that, if there's something like it was for me, taking away your ability to see that, bang, you know, to rip off the glasses and start fresh. Because you can get better. Anyway, off to Enoggera. I could talk all day if you'd let me. Say, shut up, Simon. Shut up, Simon. Okay. G'day, Simon here. I've just stopped for a little bit of a break from the sun. It was starting to get a little bit oppressive, and it tells me, it illustrates actually, that there's no, or you can't really appreciate joy without a bit of suffering. So when you've been walking, rucking, carrying a pack, it's been a couple of hours, it's 30-something degrees, you're dressed like a complete idiot. I met a lovely couple, by the way, and said g'day, we took some photos, and I was halfway up a hill, like a reasonably steep hill. And it revived me, and at the end of it, old fool that I am, I went running up the hill just to, I don't know, shits and giggles, foolish old man, lucky you don't have a heart attack. But yeah, I realised, sorry, I did a stream this morning and the sound completely died. So I've ordered these whiz-bang brand new earbuds from a company called Mifo or Mifo, I don't know how you say it, but they're supposed to be great, 7 hours of continuous sound. So that should be a problem of the past. But I was speaking this morning and you know, might as well have been a mime walking against the wind. So I just wanted to quickly say that today I'm going out to Enoggera to visit a tactical supply store because I need to sort out a hammock. I'm thinking of doing a mini big walk, Captain Australia's little big walk, where I'll go out to Noosa and walk back to Brisbane from there. So that would be a 3-day hike, 160 kilometres, just to kind of, you know, ease into the actual big walk, which will start on Boxing Day and be one continuous walk to Melbourne. So, you know, a proper, true practice run for that. So yeah, I need to get a hammock, some kind of sleeping solution that ideally helps with insects, and hammock's important because, you know, it'll elevate me, keep me away from snakes and, you know, other stuff. So yeah, I'm on my way out there. It's a nice hot day, so it's good practice for the walk, and that's about it, really. Why am I doing it? Number one, my own personal healing. So I survived the stage 4 cancer. My prognosis was 6 months to live. They gave me a 40 to 60% chance that chemoradiation could get rid of the disease, and it did. Total metabolic response to treatment is what they said. Bloody hell, thank you so much, is what I said. And it's given me another chance at life, one that I almost squandered. Because cancer doesn't just try to take away your life, it tries to take away your hope, your dignity, your sense of place in the world, your relationships. So you pull away from the people that matter to you, or they pull away from you because they don't know what to say or how to be your friend anymore. So cancer does a lot of other harm if you survive it. And I allowed that to happen. So in the 4 years that followed, it wrecked my thyroid. I gained 60 kilos in weight. That made me more depressed. COVID killed my travel insurance business. I was just a walking ghost. And in my heart of hearts, I was waiting to die. But I realized I'd taken a big walk as a child. When I was 15, I left home, and it gave me hope in a situation where I was hopeless. So I remembered that. And that's the reason I came up with my big walk. I brought Captain Australia out of retirement, and he really just came out of retirement to save me, Simon, to take me on a big walk. So that was number one. But then I soon realized I could do that in a theatrical way. I could do it for charity and help the Kids Cancer Project. So I'm not affected by pediatric cancer, but 950 Aussie children a year are. And that's not just like, that's 950 Aussie families are. Because it's devastating to everybody. Of the children affected, 20% of them die. So that's 3 kids a week dying every single week. So anything that we can do to help mitigate that, make the treatment softer and more successful, it's incumbent on us to do it. If you can find it in your heart, I believe in the charity. It's an important and worthy cause. Every $50 donated funds about 1 hour of research, and the goal is to eliminate pediatric cancers, but it would benefit science and cancer research generally as well. So there's that, number 2. Number 3 is in giving myself hope, I've found that I can also give it to other broken people. I've met such wonderful people suffering from depression, anxiety, alcohol, obesity, all kinds of problems. And they say, Simon, I saw what you're doing and it inspired me to make a change. And I love that. And the circle of that nourishes me and furthers my own healing in a way that I probably couldn't have done with just a big walk. So hope and kindness and healing multiplies in the sharing of it. Hate works the same way. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Like any personality, any force in our world or in your life that is about xenophobia or hate or taking or selfishness, it's incumbent on us to stand against that as well. And you know how you do it? You don't have to. Sorry, I shouldn't have said F you, anybody. You don't have to do that. You have to be kind to each other. So all of this combative stuff, it's so easy to get pulled into it. Like, oh, you're wrong, I'm right. We navigate to consensus and build mateship. That proper spirit of mateship. Like that Aussie word, it's in our constitution. Okay? The document that pretty much defines our government, our sense of national identity, it recognizes mateship. And that's a wonderful thing, and it's a healing thing, and that's what we need. So if you find yourself arguing with someone or wanting to road rage up at some old lady because she's going too slow or whatever it is, just stop a second and think, is it worth it? Build consensus instead. Because I don't know, for me that inspiration and sharing and positive energy multiplies, and it's an antidote to the other stuff. It heals us of the other stuff at the individual, personal level, and I believe at the social level as well. So that's who I am, and that's what I have to say. Good, bad, or indifferent, that's it. And this morning, if you were watching the stream, or if you ever go back, you'll see me going like this. So what I really need to do is maybe get that vision and find... I actually rapped, I think, because... my earbuds were broken and they kept cutting in and out, and Kendrick Lamar came on and he's like, I got a bone to pick, and I started rapping along to that. I don't know why. It's a dad thing. You gotta rap to embarrass your children. You gotta tell dad jokes to, I don't know. It's a niche. You gotta fit into a certain role in society, and mine is dad jokes and all that stuff. I don't know. That said, I'm weird, and I think we should break out of niches. Don't you agree? I've got a cough. It is not COVID. I got my second vaccination coming up. I got cramps after the first one. It was bad. But cancer, dry airways. My saliva glands were destroyed by the radiation along with my thyroid. So it gets all dry, especially when I'm wearing a mask. So it's really, COVID's been a shocker. If I go to the shops, I'll wear a mask, and then it can suddenly just build up a real full-on need to cough. And in the worst of it, I just stayed away. I didn't want to distress anybody. But there were a couple of times where, you know, my wife was unwell or whatever, and I had to go out and get some supplies. And there was one time I had a coughing fit, and oh, the looks, like you're a typhoid Mary or something. And I hated that. When people look at me as Captain Australia, there's this either joyfulness or surprise or whatever. I love it. It's awesome. But when people look at you with outright fear or hate or worry or judgment, yeah, that's less fun. So yeah, my cancer cough, if you ever see me cough in public, don't freak out. It's just a cancer thing. It's not a COVID thing. I think COVID casts a much larger shadow in our lives than it should. But I don't mean to trivialize the concerns of others either. So anyway, I'm prone to rambling. You might have noticed. Cognitive decline after chemotherapy. I used to be a very, very clever person, but now I'm like a half drunk most of the time. Anyway, I think there's merit in just being honest and sharing who you are, saying what you have to say in the hopes that it might, I don't know, just give someone else permission to do the same thing. Because we should chase our happiness, you know? And how can you be happy if you don't know who you are? And how can you know who you are if you're not sharing it with others, building it, bouncing the ideas off the, you know, getting feedback and figuring it out? Because there's this idea that you can spend your life looking for yourself, right? And it's a true thing, and it's an important thing. You should reflect on your experiences, and they do shape who you are. But on the other hand, you do get to choose. So right now, today, you get to choose who you want to be for the rest of your life. And it might seem impossible to make meaningful change, like I'm a loser, I've always been a loser, or I'm angry and I've always been angry, or whatever. But I can tell you firsthand, if we took there's a video of me in December. It's on YouTube. Just search Captain Australia walking towards hope. It's me talking, where I was, how I felt, just broke in every sense of the word. And it's October, November. Are we in November yet? I think we're just at the end. Oh, yeah, it's not yet Halloween, so we're towards the end of October, and you know, less than a year. But I tell you, I'm alive inside in a way that I could not have contemplated just those 10 months ago. And physically strong too. So fundamental changes in every spectrum. Mind, body, spirit. And that's available. That's achievable. So I'm just some buffhead. If I can do it, you can too. So you get to choose who you are. And I think that's worthwhile, you know? So get out there, be yourself. Look at this old buffhead doing his thing. How absurd it is, right? And in you've got some wonderful ideas. I don't know what they are. You haven't told me. Tell me about them. But whatever those ideas are, go and breathe them into the world. Don't let other people tell you they're stupid or silly. If you can do good with them and you succeed, great. But it's not, the outcome is half of it. Motivation matters too. And if you're being joyful, trying to be happy and do the right thing, bless you for it. You know, go out there, do it. Don't sit on your hands. Whatever it is, art, music, jogging, whatever it is, get out there, go, get started. I think we as a society have caged ourselves, I think, more so in the last couple of years. So we've become more compliant and resistant, but we're so confused. You know, you've got these people running around protesting, oh, you know, don't take away my freedoms. And then you've got this all contrastingly, like an acknowledgement of a necessity to make changes in our lives, to adapt to disease or whatever. So I don't know, we're absent leadership, we're just in a bit of a muddle. And I think that then inflicts that on us at a personal level too. A kind of a prudence or caution. So, you know, I saw this on Reddit. Just a person setting up like a community for gamers. Hardcore gamers, you know, like getting out. I'm thinking of going along. It just sounds like fun. I'm an old man, but, you know, they just play games. These groups of people getting together at these events playing games. It sounds really cool. So that happened, why? Because a person or a small group of people had the idea, threw it around and thought, let's make this work out, you know? And if you've got those ideas, and you do, go and do something. I don't care. Also, sorry, let me talk very quickly. 2 ideas that I had that have not worked. Number 1, daily donor dares of doom. So the idea to stimulate support for the Kids Cancer Project was that not me, I'm Simon, the bullfed superhero Captain Australia, this dude, is dareable. You can supervillain up for science. You make a donation, like $50 or something, and in the comment box, you put in a dare. Some of the dare, I've done a few, some of them were not doable or unrealistic. Like there was one I had to give people 100 hugs, and I just couldn't. They've criminalised hugging, so you can get a $1,300 fine. So, you know, in the balance of things, nothing criminal, nothing evil, but there could be a lot of fun in that. You know, you can dare me to. I went skipping through the mall, tra-la-la-la-la, that was horrible. And the idea was that my doom, your dare becomes my doom, and hopefully it gives people a giggle. And then it's shareable, you know, people spread the word a bit, get the word out about the charity, because I really want this fundraiser to succeed. So daily donor dares of doom. If you have at all in you the idea for a dare, look, if you don't have the $50, I'll do you a freebie, no worries. But I don't know, maybe it's just a crap idea. But I haven't talked about it in a while, so I thought I'd better mention it. The other thing was to superhero up for science. Now this again is if you don't want to donate, or you don't have the means to donate, you can show your support for Captain Australia's big walk by making a little video. Sexy Zorro mask or something, and just make up the superhero identity. I'm Laser Lad, and I support Captain Australia's big walk. And the idea is you chuck that up on all this social stuff where you're so much better at it than I am, and in doing that you link into the @Cap's Big Walk on Facebook and the charity page, the donation page. There's a link in the sticky post, chuck that in there, and it just means people start advertising for us, to be honest. But it's fun, it's a giggle, you know, it's like the let's dip a bucket of ice on our head thing. So you create a superhero identity. I did a sample one, it was Old Age Mutant Winja Barry, and you have to have a catchphrase. His was, the buses were cheaper when I was a lad. But, you know, you can make your own. You can make it fun, make it cool, you know. Omega Man, or, you know, Laser Lad who shoots beams of, Laser Lady, I mean, shoots beams of lasers from her eyes, or something gender neutral. Pineapple person. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, like if that sounds in any way fun, I think it just takes a small trickle of people to start doing it, and then, you know, it might have a little bit of a snowball effect. And the way you're helping me and the charity there is you're just advertising for us, and it's in a giggly, shareable way. So you make it fun. If you can think of a superpower, like my superpower is hula hoop, or, you know, playing a recorder through my nostril, or whatever. You know, it's just making this fun, shareable video that then points in towards the charity. In a way, at this point, that's a lot better than the donation, because the 10 people that you point towards the charity, a couple of them might drop a few bucks on it. So my goal, I would love to raise $250,000 for the charity. That's the declared goal. If I looked up and I'd raised $1 million for the Kids Cancer Project, I could... Sorry, that makes me interrupt. In the next phase of my life, I could just feel every mistake that I've ever made is washed away. Every moment of bad parenting where I might have yelled at my child, or anything that I feel I've done wrong, I can just sort of forgive myself, put it in the past, and say, I did a good thing, I did a great thing. Now let's move forward with serenity, you know what I mean? So it's like I would see that as such a magnificent thing. So that's my secret. That's all I'm about. That's my secret wish, to raise $1 million for that charity. And I don't know. I've just wrapped a lot of my healing up in that. That's who I am. And I'm just rambling. And I get these little internal warnings. Beep, beep, Simon, you're rambling too much. Right now I am at, I think, Ashgrove. There's a big park here that I've stopped, just get out of the sun, take a little rest, nobody around. I'm starting to feel what the big walk is going to be like. One bit that I'm realizing that I really need to wind into it is some of the lovely people I'm meeting. I haven't recorded any of them to share with you, but they're cool as shit. Like, oh, my mate Damo, I think he's going to be a new genuine friend. Yeah, and this guy is wise and smart and crazy too, but in a beautiful way. And I'm sure as I walk down the East Coast, I'm going to meet so many awesome people that I mean, it's just incumbent on me to share them. So I need to. All of this time that I've been practicing is really valuable because it's instructive to me. It's teaching me, you know, what I should try and get for myself, for my boys, and for you from the big walk. And yeah, sharing in the people's part of it. And then there's the places. So I'm starting to get this sense, like on a hot day, I roll into some beach town, meet a few people, have a pie or something, and just find this lovely park in the hottest part of the day, sit down, practice the ukulele or something. It's just going to be so healing. Even walking in the heat today, it's you know, it's a physical challenge carrying this. The pack's like 24 kilos. I weighed it this morning. So I'm carrying 24 kilos around on my back. It's not too bad. And it doesn't feel like that when I wear it. The pack is marvelous. But yeah, it's just so nourishing, even the physical challenge of it. So I think my big walk is going to work for me. The first reason of doing it for my own healing. I think it's going to be such an adventure, such a joyful enterprise, you know, a mad quest that I think is going to achieve what I set out to achieve, which is to heal and come out of it a better person. But yeah, the charity side of things, that's where you come in. That's where it's not me, it's you, me, we. And yeah, so superhero up for science. If you can find it in yourself, make one of those funny videos. And if you can't or don't want to, no worries, it's cool. I love that anybody would want to check in and watch some of this. 26th of December is when I set off from King George Square. I'll leave at like 10:30 in the morning, kiss my kids, and I'm off. It may be that there'll be some people have written asking if they can come. Not the full way to Melbourne. What are you, mental? Which I guess is the reaction you should have to me. Whoa, what are you, mental? But yeah, just like the first 5K or something. So there may be a little group of people. I would adore it if we had like a half dozen people and they're wearing capes and stuff. I would like that very much. Don't feel pressure if you're thinking of coming along, but keep up, buddy. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to happen on the 26th of December, leaving at 10:30. And I don't know if you keep... Let me close on one note, okay? If you see that video where I'm at my most broken, December, that Walking Towards Hope video I mentioned before, I don't know if you can see, like if you do a before and after comparison, this is what hope looks like, okay? I know it doesn't look great, but it's what hope looks like, it's what coming alive looks like, and it's available to you. And I've dropped my glasses, so I just have to pick these bad boys up. Here they are. So, you know, you've got this direct example. All it takes is choosing the direction to walk in and putting in a bit of the effort. But I think I've met a lot of people affected by anxiety and isolation and stuff these days. Fight it. Lean into it and fight it. You can overcome it and you can have a joyful life. Anyway, I'm going to head out to this tactical shop now and get myself a hammock. All the best. Take care of yourself.